Welcome back to Uncharted, Drake's Fortune.
So
We're in an adult state of mind, as well, especially those expecting that Crash release.
And here's a little piece of personal news. I'm now at Chapter 10 in Uncharted 4, and it's awesome so far.
Yeah, the graphics are amazing in that game.
Well, yeah.
But guys, the lemons suck.
Well, that too, yeah.
It's
True.
the worst game ever.
But remember, Joe, but Uncharted 4 has shit lemons. Anyway, yeah, well, Jova, if there's one thing, if there's one thing that's always been constant is that Naughty Dog sure knows how to draw that power out of the PlayStation consoles.
but unfortunately, they're not very good at drawing fruit.
Yeah, what do they got against fruit? God.
No, here's my theory. Neil Druckmann was traumatized as a child, had a fruit-related incident, so he's...
Well, kind of like how cats are scared of cucumbers, so people keep sticking cucumbers behind cats.
Yeah, and also Bruce Straley shared his pain too, so they intentionally animated the fruit to look like shit.
Yeah, speaking of Bruce Straley, currently the fan base has gone into a frenzy when they figured out that Activision apparently still owns Crash. I'm personally not that annoyed.
Oh, they still own it?
Well, Activision still does, but that doesn't really deny the possibility of them just making a Crash Bandicoot game partnered with Sony
that's incredibly suspicious to me, because again, Activision is not at all mentioned in Uncharted 4, and legally
they would have to have been mentioned.
Yeah, legally they would have to be credited right there in the credit.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm not flinching. This either means that they still have not publicly announced it, or Activision is just going to make this huge partnership and is just letting them use it.
I can only see two scenarios. Either Naughty Dog is intentionally using Crash without license, and somehow they're not...
Which is kind of illegal.
Which is illegal. Or Adam Boyce from Sony and Bruce Straley are lying for the sake of, legal having something having to do with the deal, or so basically wanting to keep this under wraps for now.
It makes
there
sense.
Is
if you think about
another
it, the only reason we found out about any of this is because the game was leaked early. The game only officially came out today.
I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog will not forget to credit Activision out of accident. I mean, just
Assassin's Creed 4 had to make the joke.
But that wasn't that wasn't an intentional thing. I mean, the Crash Bandicoot thing was something done.
Remember, Pedro, a joke.
True.
But
anyway,
yeah, I see a possible third rare solution.
We'll
it could be that. Is there something you want to say first?
We'll see. If anything is mentioned in E3, we'll see.
Well, it's too early to tell yet, anyway.
Yeah, a third possibility could be, as incredibly unlikely as it is, Activision could possibly be allowing Sony to do this for some specific special reason in some sort of super secret partnership. It's been done before, but like I said, it's extremely rare. So it could be that
it's
sort
not
of
something that can be ruled out, though.
Well, it's not like Activision. It's not like Activision is doing anything with the franchise anyway. So
it's just pretty much in there. Okay, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could just all be.
Maybe it's one of those things where they're gonna split profits.
There is also this fan theory
although then you come full circle around to the fact that they didn't credit them.
There has been a theory going on. There has been a theory going on that Sony, at least at some point, managed to get the rights to at least re-release the original trilogy without having to credit Activision, which might explain them actually making a new level based on said level from Crash Bandicoot 1.
Yeah,
if they have the exclusive rights to the original trilogy.
Possible.
Yeah, that can also be.
I've got a theory.
Go ahead.
It turns out that none of the whole Crash thing is real. We're all seeing an illusion.
Wow, that's a pretty weird illusion. So
we're delusional from nostalgia.
Drebs, 2 days ago, I played that illusion. You're telling me that now you can play illusions? That's some amazing technology right there.
Clouding your mind, Pedro.
You see, Naughty Dog are such programming geniuses. They can program stuff that's not actually there, but make you think that it's there.
Wait! Oh my god! It all makes sense.
Messaging.
Yeah.
Pedro, wait! It all makes sense.
What?
You actually can play illusions. with Sony's VR, virtual reality.
Oh.
So you're telling me, Dwibs, that what you guys have been playing was all just something that Sony managed to digitally install into your brains using their Sony VR technology.
Yeah.
Yes. The evil bastards.
I guess.
It's the perfect illusion. Trick you into getting PS4s by making you all believe Crash Bandicoot is truly returned.
Yeah, because after Sony realised that trying to market PS4 as being able to transfer consciousness didn't work out, so they're just doing that.
Oh, this part.
I swear to God, she just as soon kill you as kiss you if she caught you stepping out. Just a wee bit of a thing. She couldn't have been much more than 4'11". She called her the spinner because she...
Will you shut up, old man? You told us that one a dozen times already.
Oh, yeah, right. Of course I did. Memory's not what it used to be.
What the hell's taking you so long anyway?
Well, maybe you hadn't noticed, but most of these books are half rotten and written in Spanish.
Yeah, well, hurry it up. The boss is waiting on him. Hey! Up there!
Well, crap.
You really suck at this, don't you, Nate?
Well, actually, Jove,
Solid Snake, you ain't.
Actually, Shiro and Jove, again, I've been playing Uncharted 4. He's gotten a lot better at this in Uncharted 4.
Hey, Shiri.
And in Uncharted 4,
What about Solid Snake or something?
Uncharted 4 actually took some cues from Metal Gear, and it has a much bigger focus on stealth. You can even mark enemies, like in Phantom Pain.
Oh, speaking of stealth, you know when I first came up to the, when I first came across that first stealth section on Uncharted 4, I was terrified, thinking, "Oh God, I'm going to be here forever." But
no. One of the cool things.
I cleared it first try.
One of the cool things about Uncharted 4 stealth is that it's completely optional. You can still shoot your way through, like in the previous games. But if you want, you can still. But if you want, you can take a stealthier approach.
As usual, I'll take the guns blazing approach.
And
I'll do a mixture of both.
And you can get certain trophies if you do that.
Whereabouts do you find that Crash Bandicoot-like apple thing?
That's in the concept art menu.
Oh, where it was like a treasure you can find in the game.
Oh, yeah, you actually can find that in the game, but I don't know where, I'm afraid.
I still haven't found it.
Right.
Maybe it's hidden under all the shitty lemons.
Yeah, probably.
No, I got it. There's a level that's,
Wait, oh my god, it all makes sense now. Jim Sterling hates lemons because they don't taste like lemons.
Actually, Joe,
Wampa fruit.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Jim Sterling is apparently a big appreciator of lemons, so he takes offense to what he takes offense to what Naughty Dog did to lemons. On cutscene. This isn't cutscene.
It's about time you showed up.
So Sully, explain.
Well,
We're gonna pull an Indiana Jones 4.
so you brought the girl after all, huh?
The girl?
Hey, if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be getting rescued right now.
If this
True.
is a rescue.
What the hell does that mean?
You gotta admit, Sully, this all looks a little shady.
Yeah.
I mean, you tipping those guys off?
And miraculously showing up alive?
Now wait a goddamn minute. Roman had a contract out on me. I needed to buy some time. All right, stupid mistake. I didn't realize they'd try and track us.
Sully, we would have been headed home with the treasure by now if you had just for once kept your mouth shut.
And you might have thought of checking for a pulse before running off and leaving me for dead.
Both good points.
None of that matters now.
All right, so how is it you're standing here breathing and all, huh?
You are not gonna believe this.
Try me.
Seriously?
Old Francis took a bullet for you.
Yeah.
I thought this kind of thing only happened in the movies.
Yeah, well, it still hurt like a son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. Anyway,
But it's a game.
Well, obviously Nathan hasn't studied history because that sort of thing happened to Teddy Roosevelt.
waiting for you to show up.
Only it was with his speech.
What if there was a level in Uncharted 4 modelled after Activision's muddled up decisions, and that's where they hid the Wampa fruits?
See, that's the symbol the Spanish used to
That reminds me. Fun fact I learned from watching Cat Icarus's review of
what?
Bubsy 3D.
Oh.
Would you believe that apparently the company that made Bubsy 3D eventually got bought off by Activision, and eventually, believe it or not, they went on to make an Uncharted game.
Actually, they got bought by Sony.
Well, yes, but beforehand they got bought by Activision, remember that. Basically, they traded off hands, and eventually the same people who made Bubsy 3D are now involved in the Uncharted series.
Well, there was a name change, but the company still technically exists. So yeah, you've gone from making one of the worst games ever made to working on, from what I hear, is a decent-ish game in Uncharted.
It's a very good game, considering it's a Vita. But yeah, I mean...
I actually never played Golden Abyss because I don't have a Vita. But I've heard it's fun.
I actually have played it since a relative of mine has one. It's actually incredibly fun and has a very good co-op system. In fact, I dare say Uncharted 4's co-op sort of takes inspiration from it.
Actually, yeah. There's as I'm sure Dwebs already can confirm for me. In Chapter 4 of Uncharted 4, you're in Nate's attic, and you can see it's literally filled to the brim with references to the past games.
Yeah,
and there's a golden reference abyss in there.
Yeah, Chapter 4 is pretty much nostalgia the level.
Yeah.
I forget which chapter is it that Crash Bandicoot shows up, because
Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is pretty much
okay.
like we said. Chapter 4 is pretty much the nostalgia chapter. Okay, so basically what we have to do for this puzzle is we have to put basically put all those, turn all those statues towards the directions that they say right there. Matthew for north, John for east, Mark for west, Luke for south. So basically all those, and you can see which one are named in the diary.
Wait.
So basically there you go. The moment you hold one of those things, the camera pans out to the compass so you know where to turn.
So when Luke went into exile in shame from in episode 7, he just went south somewhere.
Yes.
Crap,
didn't he go into the North Star, though, they mentioned in the movie?
Jova, in space. North can be south, and west could be south, and north can be west. And...
Not so easily like that, Twibs. There's still a sense of direction, because the North Star is still in the sky. Just head towards the North Star, and boom. Or at least in the direction that it is, and boom, you're technically headed north. It's just in a three-dimensional plane.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say straight on till morning and stuff like that.
Well, that too, technically, but Neverland isn't always a space-based. It is in movies like 2003 and Pan. 2003 doing it well, and Pan doing it silly.
Have you seen Pan yet, Shiro?
Nope.
No.
Sure, when we eventually do our Squirm Generations commentary of it, you're in for literally a wild ride.
Okay.
As Pedro can confirm.
Yep.
Yeah. Me and Jova actually saw it in the cinema.
I was the one who introduced it to Dwibs. He was sort of disappointed with Jupiter Ascending being a supposedly funny bad movie, so I introduced him to Pan.
Yeah, I think it's a better funny bad movie than Jupiter Ascending.
It is.
Because there's more Hugh Jackman than there was Eddie Redmayne.
Allow me to sum things up for you, Shiroy. London stereotypes, Hugh Jackman, White Tiger Lily, multi-mixtural tribe, and
and Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Breeding between fairies and humans, smoking, drugs. I won't spoil what the drug is for you, but there's literally a drug in it. And
hold on, cutscene.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Pixie dust is really a drug.
Okay, let's see what this cutscene does.
Okay, you two sit tight. I'm gonna check things out.
Whoa, wait, no. You're not going out there alone.
Yeah, Roman's men are swarming all over this place.
Yeah, and one person will make a lot less noise than 3. Come on, I'll be fine.
But those two could be captured.
They don't even know about this room.
They just said it. They don't even know about this room.
Leave it on channel 13.
That is unless one of you's a sellout.
All right, you got
Yeah. Plot twist, Elena was spying on Nate the whole time.
Be careful.
Come on. I always am.
Sure.
That one played by Twitch, you are.
Yeah, basically...
He's basically like me right now.
Basically, okay, my
Chapter 14,
style...
Going Underground.
14?
Yes, 14. That's what I said.
Okay, I thought you said 13.
The names of these chapters are very literal.
Dwibs, I thought you were obsessed. Dwibs, what's up with you thinking 13?
Oh, sure. Wait till we get to Uncharted 3, where we start out in a bar,
on,
and we start
isn't
out.
it obvious what I'm thinking of, Jova?
We start Uncharted 3 in a bar in London, and we start up a bar fight, and then the chapter 1 title shows up, called Another Round.
Come on, Jova, isn't it obvious what I'm thinking about? The PS2 game, 13. But anyway, I was going to say, my style of playing, especially in combat, is probably going to differ a lot to Pedro's. Pedro does stealth for the most part, but I only do stealth for like a bit before I just start shooting people.
So, I guess that's one of the reasons why we're probably never going to see you do a Metal Gear Solid game for the channel.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, then again, stealth games are my one weakness. I can never play one for more than 5 minutes before I just stop because of fear and terror.
Well, then I guess Metal Gear Solid 5 may be more your float.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 is flexible to the point where people who like to go... Well, yeah, 4, sorry. Well, 4 is also kind of like that. It's not as versatile as Phantom Pain, but it still manages to have
and I know you're gonna.
4 is kind of like that, but 5 is, the one where you can definitely map out your own story the way you please.
You may be thinking, aren't you doing Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided for the channel, and their kind of stealth games? Well, yeah, they are, but I've heard that you can also just go through all guns blazing on those too, because I hear you get a lot of freedom in those.
Well, let's just say, Dwibs, you can, of course, fight it, but it's incredibly tough that way. I'll just warn you.
Well, have you played Deus Ex Human Revolution?
A bit. I don't know.
That sounds like me trying to find an RPG I get along with.
Well, didn't you like Undertale, though?
I do.
There you go.
And Yokai Watch.
Oh, you have eventually started playing
Final
that?
Fantasy.
I have now, yes. But I haven't got very far because my weekend has been
Sure.
chaos.
The only RPG I'm really good
And
at
now
is...
we're in a church, so
it's an abandoned one, though.
be polite, guys.
I'm always polite.
Shiroi, shh, you have to be
Well,
quiet.
the thing is, Shiroi, I'm never polite, so I need you guys to balance my rudeness out.
Loud noise could collapse the chamber.
True. So, we should wait till we're outside and then bark as loud as possibly to make it topple.
What did you say? I can't hear you over
Can someone give me a time, please?
Hold on, Shiroi needs a timer. Alright, go to 18 minutes.
17, 39, 40, 41.
Go to 18 minutes and something.
I'll try to go to 18:30.
Okay.
Sure.
Alright, let us know when you get there.
Meanwhile, I've got my big bottle of squash here.
Squash.
Okay, I'm at 18:45.
Alright, you got
Alright then.
Orange juice with water in it.
45 seconds then.
Interesting name for that.
18:45.
Sure,
It does
sure.
sound catchy. 1845.
Okay. That's alright, Siri. We're just shooting at the moment.
That is one thing that's neat about this commentary. There's plenty of time for us to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Just wait till we get to the cutscenes in Uncharted 4.
I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure I don't. I don't. There's
Wait.
no one around.
Wait till we get to the cutscenes in Uncharted 4, though. Those cutscenes go on for a while.
Dwibs, all pale in comparison
Don't
to
really
Metal
see it.
Gear Solid 4.
All right, hold on. Actually, the cutscenes. Hold on. Okay, sure. Get ready in
3, 2, 1, go.
Honestly,
It's not so much that the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 4 are long, it's just that there's...
Oh, you mean 4?
Well, there's a lot of them to the point
lot of
where...
them?
Yeah.
Well,
talking about Metal Gear
no,
Solid
4, like Johnny put it very well. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 is pretty much 70% movie and 40% game, and that's the main reason why Metal Gear Solid 5 has so very little cutscenes and so many.
Sounds like Kingdom Hearts 2 to me.
No, Shiroi, trust me, it's not even close.
Trust me, sure. Kingdom Hearts 2 compared to Metal Gear Solid 4 looks like a Sonic.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts has plenty.
A classic.
I don't really see what you mean, though.
Actually, let me clarify. Let me clarify. It looks like Sonic 1 when it comes to cutscenes in comparison to, say, Metal Gear Solid 4.
I mean,
yes.
How exactly is Kingdom Hearts 2? Like, I think the balance between cutscenes and gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 2 is fine, honestly.
I was never bugged by it, but back in the day when it first came out, it was jarring.
Is it because of the prologue, I'm guessing?
Mostly, yeah.
Ah, okay. And like I said, I'm a big appreciator of slow, character-driven storytelling that the Japanese are experts at. So I love that prologue.
Meanwhile,
people are okay with it nowadays. It mainly was when it first came out because, like, well, back then that sort of stuff was a bit jarring. I mean, heck, even to me, it's like okay. And what really sucked was, like, a lot of people were scared of it because in Kingdom Hearts 1, you couldn't really skip cutscenes after losing battles, which got annoying.
Meanwhile, I'm an impatient bastard, so,
Yeah. Well, okay, basically, Shiro, the cutscene, basically, Shiro, there are times in Metal Gear Solid 4 we can just put the controller down and stay there for, like, a good 30 minutes just watching cutscenes.
I could go to the toilet in that time.
In
fact,
for me, it's
you should go to the toilet in less than 30 minutes.
For me, it's one of those things about the Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, it's true. The cutscene balance went out of whack. However, the plot of Metal Gear Solid 4 is so complex, and there's so many things going on that in order to make it all coherent, you kind of need this level of cutscenes. So I am willing to forgive. And Kojima did try his best to address those criticisms with the Peace Walker and 5 anyway. So whatever.
I guess if it were
although I
me,
haven't
what
actually seen that game myself yet, I mean, hey, at least they didn't give it to you in the form of a data log.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, Shiroi. The only thing the only thing Metal Gear has close to a data log is the Metal Gear Solid 4 database that's still available for the PlayStation 3 for download, which is basically a big Wikipedia of Metal Gear.
There's nothing wrong with that.
However, it's not at all needed to understand the story. Basically it tells the entire story in detail and some extra little details in case you're curious. Like, for example, it contains a more detailed explanation of the science of Metal Gear for those who are more curious and don't want just... Okay, basically the game gives you the basic gist of it, so you know what's going on. However, those who are more curious and want more detail can download the database for free on the PlayStation Network and read that.
I personally love Metal Gear Solid 4, and yes, this is yet another franchise that I have my fellow co-commentators are getting me into. So consider me the ace who's somewhat new, totally. But at least knows enough about Metal Gear Solid. When it comes to 4, I love the game, but if it were me, what I would have done is like, well, instead of cutting away story, I'd have added on at least more gameplay to at least try and balance stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did that guy blow himself up?
By accident. He was trying to get us.
Yeah. The thing
Nate even said.
Guys, when I was recording Uncharted 2, I think I didn't have like an accidental grenade dropping moments, but I did have a funny throwing grenade at enemies moment.
Basically, Shiro, here's the basic consensus. Most MGS fans have with Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, it's technically more of a movie, but damn, is it an awesome movie.
And the gameplay is quite possibly the best, at least when it comes to the fight.
The gameplay was also, even though there was little of it, the gameplay was still technically the best so far in the series.
I've watched different reviews of Metal Gear Solid 4. Some were fine with the story, but others weren't fine with the story. And I'm not just talking about
I know.
Cutscene
I can see where people are coming from when they have troubles with the story.
Well, the thing is,
that's
every single Metal Gear game... Oh, hold on.
I'll talk about inconsistencies.
Oh yeah, I know. Hold on.
Or character moments that come out of nowhere.
I found it hard to believe that one man could wipe out your entire crew.
Dude, you need to play more games.
Damn it! I'm telling you, this island is cursed. Enough.
Ooh, it's so cursed that your mooks will suddenly become stupid and be taken off one by the protagonist.
A share of the gold. Your share, Eddie, was contingent upon you doing what I required. You assured me that Drake was captured and the island secure. Oh, this is bullshit, Roman, and you know it!
Stay down.
We are done here, Mr. Roger.
Shoot him anyway.
Yeah, what he said.
Remind me again why you employed that superstitious idiot.
You wanted someone cheap.
To pay for, I suppose. And what about you, Navarro? Are you worth what I'm paying you?
The vault's here. I'm sure of it. If Sullivan can be trusted...
Which he can't.
Look, he knows we'll kill him if he's lying.
Don't be stupid. He knows we'll kill him once we find the treasure. He has no incentive to tell the truth.
Good point.
Navarro, sometimes I think you left your brains back in that slum where I found you.
He looks like Robert Downey Jr., the guy on the left.
Chasing this treasure of yours is proving to be more trouble than it's probably worth.
I assure you, El Dorado is worth more than you can possibly imagine.
It had better be.
Okay,
If not,
So
you better find me El Dorado, otherwise my accent will get sillier.
Yeah, and again, I just hope we find the El Dorado City of Gold, not El Dorado the shitty BBC soap opera.
Did that soap
I don't
opera
even know
really
that.
traumatize you so badly? I mean...
Basically, Jova, from what I've seen, no, I don't think there's any full episodes of El Dorado that exist because that was 20 years ago. But from what I've seen,
yeah,
it's
internet has everything. They're probably out there somewhere.
But from what little I've seen, it started out really horribly. That there was a storyline where a middle-aged man was dating like a 16-year-old girl and actually married her.
This just in. Soap operas have a tendency to start off badly. Hey, Joe, how's the weather there?
Actually, the weather's been really shitty lately. It's been raining pretty much every day.
Huh.
And also,
Well, much to anyone coming out there for a vacation.
And also, the soap couldn't decide whether it wanted to be about characters or whether it just wanted to be a light sitcom. And even though it apparently did improve, eventually the and the viewing figures did rise. At that point, the BBC decided to just cut their losses and axe the show after 1 year.
So it's something from 20 years ago. What makes this soap opera in particular so
Chapter 15,
infamous?
On the Trail of the Treasure.
Because of the huge amount of hype that went into the soap before it launched, and also considering the makers behind it previously made a very successful soap called EastEnders. BBC were hoping they could repeat the magic the second time around, but it didn't.
Which had a very weird episode today.
So 20 years ago, I guess it was a lot easier to hype people up for a soap opera of all things.
Yeah, but it didn't really work.
I'm only familiar with Portuguese soap operas, so...
Yeah.
Which are apparently some of the few good ones in this world, from what I hear.
Well, you guys gave us 2 Emmys for them, so...
Basically,
True, I guess you earned them.
Our soap operas, the only real difference in our soap operas is their location. EastEnders is in London.
Yeah, they're essentially all the same shit.
Emmerdale's
well,
in
sure, to be fair, our soap opera...
Street's in Manchester, Doctors is in Birmingham, and so on.
Okay, sure, to put it in perspective. Our soap operas over here, they also are technically all the same. I mean, it's always the same formula. However, I guess, judging from what you guys told me, I guess we still execute them better.
Let me guess.
Probably.
Let me guess. Soap operas in Portugal don't, drag out the whole plot lines of, oh, is my husband cheating on me? Or,
oh gosh, in Britain, some plot points can go on for over a year, and
what? A year? Jesus. Our soap opera, I mean, one of the most recent soap operas that I've seen only it took like 10 months to finish.
And honestly, since most of our soap operas are shown on TV, like a new episode is shown like 4 days a week, that's really bad.
I mean,
wow.
what are the
4 days a week and they still can't wrap the plot line in less than a year.
So it gets to a point where everyone is like, oh, just get on with it already.
I wonder if there was a reason, well, and also Jova, soap operas aren't infallible. A couple of soaps ended because they apparently got too crappy soap operas. Brookside.
I'm actually not surprised that they're not infallible. In fact, I'm more surprised that they managed to last long. Then again, I do know some
our
people
longest running one is over 50 years old at this point, like 55 years now, I think.
Here in Portugal, soap operas usually tend to last about 10 months.
Wow.
Corey's been going on for 50 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have 3 big ones, which are EastEnders, Corrie, and Emmerdale, and then you've got the others.
Basically, Doctor's an afternoon one. Like I said, we used to have.
Basically, our formula
we used to have
is
Brookside, but it got so shitty, even by soap opera standards, that it ended about 13 years ago.
Basically, our formula is we created a soap opera. It runs for 10 months, and after that, we replace it with another one. Do rinse, repeat. Anyway, everybody.
Nice.
Hopefully, in the next part, we'll not talk so much about soap operas. See you then.
Join us next time for our soap opera discussion. Okay, not really.
See you, everybody.
We'll have to do a retrospective on British soap operas.
It'll be like a 10-second video. I don't watch soaps because they're all